You said I'm tripping, said it's soft, said it's sweet. Move the truth 2 inches, watch me lose my feet. Baby, you're dramatic with a grin so clean, but my house smell like smoke and you sweat it's steam. You flick the spark, said relax is nothing, but my memories melting, my gut's still humming. I'm standing in ash, you handing me blame, saying I lit it myself, yeah, ain't that strange? Heavy, I never said that, another flame. Heavy, you're too sensitive, gasoline rain. I keep checking my hands like, wasn't me, but fire don't lie, and neither do these burns on me. You've been playing with matches, smiling in the dark, calling it love while you striking the spark. You start real small, then it run real fast. Now we dancing in danger, standing in ash. Yeah, you say it's fine, but I know the truth. Fire don't play fair, and neither do you. I'm about big two-step, but I see the signs. Gaslighting, burn bright every single time. You keep rewriting scenes like a movie rerun. I know what I felt, don't tell me I'm numb. You warming your hands off the heat I'm in, then asking why I'm shaking like you didn't begin. Smoke in my lungs, but I'm laughing it off, cause the beats are knocking, I still feel strong. But don't get it twisted, joy ain't blind. I can dance and notice the exit sign. They say fire give light, but it take. You gotta watch who you trust with a flame. Some folks don't want warmth, they want control. They don't want truth, they want you unsure. You been playing with matches, smiling in the dark, calling it love while you striking the spark. You start real small, then it run real fast. Now we dancing in danger, standing in ash. Yeah, you say he's fine, but I know the truth. Fire don't play fair, and neither do you. I'm about be two-step, but I see the signs. Gaslighting, burn bright every single time. This ain't passion, it's arson in disguise. This ain't miscommunication, it's alibi. So here's your caution label, read it slow. If you feel crazy, you probably ain't though. Break hands off the flame, truth got a name. I trust my mind, I'm walking away. Hands off the flame, don't play that game. I trust my heat, I trust my pain. You was playing with matches, thought I wouldn't see, but I learned the difference between fire and me. I can bring the light without burning alive. I can keep the joy and protect my mind. So I step back clean, let the sparks die down. No more smoke, no more spinning around. I'll be hard, but my boundaries tight. Fire need caution, I choose my life. Yeah. Some fire's warm, some fire's warm. Listen to the heat. Steps off, baby. This ain't just a vibe, it's a sanctuary. You just walked into the Love Palace. Welcome to a daily dose of D. Wrap yourself in satin, truth. This love ain't rushed, it's velvet smooth. Silk on your spirit, rose in your mouth. Let me show you what healing's really about. Ooh, she don't play with pleasure, nah. Only pours it where it's earned. Let it burn slow. A daily dose of D. Let the love run deep and free. One touch and you'll believe. She's the calm, she's the heat, she's the peace you need. Here in the Love Palace, where even broken ships sail smooth. Anchor down, baby, daily dose of D. Your prescription to feel seen. No refills, just show up and receive. Let your ships drift into healing seas. We don't chase waves, we ride them. She don't beg, she just glows.
There was a time when fire meant safety. When a flame in the dark meant you weren't alone. When light meant truth. But history taught us something. Not all light is clean. Some flames burn quiet. Some warmth comes with poison. And some people don't blow out your light. They stand next to it and swear it never changed. Gas doesn't scream, it seeps. And gaslighting doesn't attack, it rearranges. It rearranges your memories, your confidence, your ability to say, I know what I felt. Tonight, here at Daily Dose of D, we're talking about gas fire and gas lighting because one wants dim home and the other dim soul. Pull up, sit with me. This conversation isn't loud, but it's going to be life saving. Welcome to Daily Recipe. Grand rising, grand afternoon, or grand evening, depending on what time of day you're watching Daily Recipe. I am your host, Goddess Dear Love. We have made it back to Monday here, and we have made it right back to Monday. So we're going to keep Monday positive because we be like, oh, it's Moody Monday and all these bad things about Monday. Let's start making all our days of the week a good day of the week. So here at Daily Dose of D today, we're going to call this Mindset Monday because we're going to talk about something where people like and tend to play with your mind. Now, today's Daily Dose will be because I love movies and I love music. I will be referencing a lot of those in my topic today. So that's just one of my love languages here at the Love Palace. I love music and I love quoting movies and referencing movies. So if you notice that, that's what's going to happen today. So let's move right along on this Mindset Monday. With that being said, the word of the day is gaslight. Now, in the literal sense, is to light a fire. But psychologically, it's manipulating someone into questioning their own sanity. And let's not forget the quote of the day. You're crazy. That never happened. You're sensitive. You're overreacting. You must be confused again. That's not right. You're remembering things wrong. I ain't never said that. What are you talking about? These are some few quotes. Excuse me, I was about to say crazy because it is crazy. These are some quotes of gaslighting. So, on this Mindset Monday, let's go ahead and get right into it. Once again, I want to welcome and thank everybody coming to Daily Dose of D. I am glad you are here tonight, today, or this evening, okay? Because we're going to dive into a topic that is illuminating as it is done. We're talking about gaslighting. So, right here, right now, in 2025, because that's where we are here right now, we use this word constantly. We use it in relationships, in all of our relationships, actually, right? But it actually has roots in something very physical. The flickering, the unpredictable light of a gas flame. To truly understand how to protect your heart and your mind, we need to look at the difference between the glow of the fire and the shadow of the manipulator. So before we get into the tactics about that, let's define our terms so that everybody is on the same page here, okay? So when you have a gas fire lighting, the physical process of igniting fuel, wood, charcoal, it's like natural gas or propane, okay? To produce heat or light. It requires oxygen, a spark, and a steady supply of fuel. That's actually when you are lighting a fire, when you're gaslighting to start a fire. Now, let's tie this in with psychological gaslighting. So, this is a form of abuse where a person makes you question your own sanity, memory, or perception of reality. The goal is to gain power and control by making you feel like you can trust your own brain, your own thoughts. So let's ground ourselves in the literal before we move into the emotional. Okay, family? So, as I mentioned, a gas fire is lighting is used for lighting or heating, right? A source of power back in the day, right? It's used in homes, factories, street lights. Before electricity was even invented, gas lighting symbolized progress. It was modern. It was innovative. It made nights feel safer. But here's the truth, y'all. History revealed later that gas fires look stable while quietly releasing toxic fuel. People would sit in their living room reading, talking, laughing, living life, unaware that carbon monoxide was filling the air. No smell, no immediate pain, just a slow weakening of the body. And that's important because danger doesn't always announce itself. Here in 1925, 1925, excuse me, here in 2025, see, I was thinking about history, y'all. There's safety issues that fall into two distinct categories when it comes to gas. Whether you're dealing with a literal pipe leak or a toxic partner. Let me say that again. There are two distinctive categories. You're dealing with a literal leak or a toxic partner. The fumes can both be deadly. So, when we talk about fire, because that's what we're referencing, we're referencing gaslighting and fire, let's think of the hazards that can happen, right? We talked about how it creates carbon monoxide. And with this, if that's why they have carbon monoxide detectors now because you can't even smell it. It's odorless. It doesn't have any color, and it makes you sleepy. And if you're in it too long, it can eventually unalive you. You don't even know that it's there until it's almost too late. And time went on, the risk became undeniable when it came. Gas fires require constant ventilation. You need to make sure it's not malfunctioning. And that's why we have those monitors, right? These things have caused long-term illness before there was detection. It has been said that many people have went into hospitals. I was watching the show 911 the other day, and there was carbon monoxide being released in the building, gas being released in the building. People just started falling out, coughing. It had been happening for a long time. So one of the ladies that went to the doctor in the show, and it was like, "Oh, you just got a cold, or you have the flu." All the time, it was the fumes in the gas that she was sitting in that was making her feel. People trust because they didn't know it was unfamiliar, and familiarity can be dangerous. So let's talk about this on a psychological way, how this is going to apply. I just wanted to start that out with this because we're really going to talk about gaslighting as psychological, okay, the behavior. So psychological gaslighting works exactly like carbon monoxide. It's invisible. You don't wake up one day and think, oh, I'm being abused. Instead, you just feel foggy, exhausted, and like you're losing your grip on where you are. The flame don't look violent. It looks warm, reliable, and controlled, just like when they were lighting a literal gas fire back in the day. All this looked nice. Like I said, it looked reliable, it looked warm, it gave you light, it was controlled until it wasn't. So where we're at Daily Dose of B right now, we're going to take a break, take that in. I wanted to reference how lighting using gas back in the day to make a flame relates to gaslighting a person. So I'm bringing awareness for protection. So stay right here. We're going to go right back to this discussion right after this list.
Gaslighting is a term, watch this, where the person makes you question your own reality. For instance, they maybe have told you, hey, I told you, go to the bank this morning and deposit this amount of money or withdraw $500. And you come back and you took the money out of the bank and they check the bank account and they say, did you take money out of the bank? You said, yeah, you told me to. They said, no, I didn't tell you to do that. You took the money. I didn't tell you. You said, yes, you did. And what they make you believe, they make you begin to question your own reality.
Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for staying tuned in to Daily Dose of D. I just wanted to put that trigger warning out so that people are aware that this topic can cause some triggers. So just wanted to put that disclaimer out there. So like I said, thank you for staying tuned in with me. So now we're going to talk about that flame that you never see. As I mentioned before, gaslighting is psychological manipulation designed to make someone doubt their perception of reality, not their opinion, not their feelings, their reality. It's when someone repeatedly denies your lived experience until you start editing your own self and second guessing your own self. Gaslighting doesn't shout, but it questions, it refrains, and it smiles when while it erases. And just like gas fire, it works best in enclosed spaces. Think about that. Relationships, families, workplaces, where escape feels complicated. So let's talk about where this really comes from. Why does it hit so hard today, right now in 2025? The term gaslighting comes from the old black and white film. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the film Gaslighting. I've watched it before. It's the old black and white film, right? Pretty good. Makes you really think. But what makes this story very disturbing to me, it wasn't the dim lights. It's the calm confidence of the man that was doing it. He doesn't yell. He doesn't threaten. He just denies over and over. And the wife just starts apologizing for noticing. Now, this can happen just because this movie was about a man that is doing the gaslighting. Don't get it twisted. This applies to women as well. Okay, let's keep that in mind. But that movie is particular of husband and wife. Now, think about that movie. We're going to fast forward to the present day. Gaslighting no longer looks like a villain twirling his little mustache or a smoker that a woman is doing. It looks like someone texting you, LOL, you're tripping, after crossing a boundary that you created. It looks like a manager saying, this conversation never happened, even though you replay it word for word in your head and you know that it happened. It also looks like a family member saying, that's just how they are, instead of acknowledging the harm. Think about movies like this. I don't know if y'all familiar with the movie The Devil Wears Prada. Man, that movie is crazy. But in one of the scenes, Miranda never yells, the boss. She questions her the she questions her competence until she got to question her work. Or think of the movie Get Out. Nobody is screaming at Chris, right? Except for the one dude that did. But everybody is subtly rewriting reality while they were just smiling in Chris's face. Even his own girlfriend. If y'all haven't seen that, check those movies out. Let's think about music. One of my favorite artists, Mary J. Blige. She has a song called Be Without You. Loving someone so deeply that you just start justifying emotional confusion as loyalty. Or one of my favorite rappers, Kendrick Lamar, Love. That's intention between devotion and self-assurance. Gaslighting has evolved. It got smoother, it got subtler, it got smarter, and it's harder to even notice and call out. So don't get anywhere, don't go anywhere, grab you some tea, coffee, drink, whatever. You're connected to the flame of feeling here at Daily Dose of D. And when I come back, we're going to talk about how the flame is to the feeling right after this message.
Hey, honey.
Hey, babe. How's your day?
It was great. Just went to the gym. That was intense.
Oh, I checked my phone like 20 minutes ago and it said you were at Starbucks. Were you sure you were at the gym?
Yeah, I went to the gym. Then I went to Starbucks. I was thirsty. I had a strong workout.
How can you be at both places at the same time?
No. I went to the gym and then I went to Starbucks.
I'm not even sure if you believe that, but I'll let you have it. And another thing, like a lot of times when like you girls go to the gym, you don't really go to work out. So I'm not sure. Like,
what do you mean?
I wouldn't be surprised if you just dress up like that to go somewhere else.
I mean, you know my goals. I'm trying to put weight on. I'm trying to get stronger.
Oh, well,
I go to the gym to work out.
I'm surprised that you have goals, but I'll let you have it. Let's just say you went to the gym to work out and get a good workout. I'm not sure you believe yourself, but let's just say you did that.
Okay.
I'll let you have it.
All right.
Welcome back, everybody. If you're still with me, thank you very much. It's much appreciated. Now we're going to talk about how we connect this flame to the feeling. Okay? Here's where that metaphor gets personal now. We're going to get personal. So a gas fire, it doesn't just come and choke you immediately. You could be sitting on the couch. You could be feeling nice and feeling warm and cozy. Just relax. Meanwhile, not even knowing that something invisible is slowly draining you. That's exactly how gaslighting works in real life, people. Think about a relationship. where every argument ends with saying, I guess, I understand. Or a friendship where you bring up something that hurts you and somehow you end up comforting them instead of you. Has that happened to you? It's happening to you. That's not resolution. That's reality being redirection. A gas fire changes the air. Gaslighting changes the tone of the inner voice. You go from you didn't feel right to maybe I'm too sensitive, or from that hurt me to I shouldn't make it a big deal, or I know what happened to I don't even trust that what I'm thinking on my mirror. That's the flame doing its work. And just like old gas fires, the people closest to it are the ones breathing it in the longest. Here's the wild part. Here's what's wild. We take physical gas safety very seriously now, right? Putting up them carbon monoxide uh, alerts up. We have a gas stove here. If you have to turn it a certain way, it has safety hazards, right? We install the detectors. We get the vents inspected. We even call professionals, right? Nobody says just sit with it if there's a gas leak, right? Usually told to get out the house or get away from the area. Is that correct? But emotional gaslighting, we tell people to be patient, to communicate better, to see it from their side. That's backwards, don't you think? Today, gaslighting is everywhere in the workplace, places that preach mental health but punish honesty, in families where elders rewrite history and call it respect, on social media where someone denies harm then plays victim when confronted. Think about shows like The Succession. Did y'all watch that? That was a good show. Everyone's articulate, everyone's powerful, and nobody ever takes responsibility on that show. That's gaslighting with the little corporate polish, okay? We have regulations for fire, but none for emotional smoke. Mm. When you have physical gas leaks or physical fires, like I said, they're regulated. But the physical psychological hazards, they're normalized, they're dismissed, they're even romanticized at times. And all that's real danger. We learn to regulate the physical fire, but we still excuse emotional manipulation. All right. Stay with me. This is where the truth is going to get real. It's getting practical. I'm going to take another break real quick, and we're going to continue this conversation right after this message.
Gaslighting Clapbacks, Part 3. Blame shifting.
Why are you getting so aggressive?
This is an appropriate response to what you chose to do.
I don't know why you always gotta make stuff so hard.
Expressing my opinion is not equal to being difficult or making things hard.
Why are you? It's not even that complicated.
You're right, it shouldn't be, so go ahead and explain so I can have more clarity and we can finally lay this to rest. Boundary up. Hope this helped.
She wrote it in the rhythm of the trees. Talk sweet, pour, come like teas. Queen cows.
Hello, everybody. Today, it's now time to do our product of today. Now, our product of today is actually a product that is going to be in the solution box. Now, let me tell y'all, ladies, This is for y'all, but men, y'all can get this for your wives, your grandmas, your aunties, your cousins, female cousins, when they hit that age, when they meet the solution, okay? The Queen tells part of the solution is the menopause tincture. Okay, so let me tell y'all, this tincture is gonna help relieve hot flashes, help you sleep better, may decrease your appetite, so that you don't have to have all those symptoms. Right? This is located on the Shamaka Essential www.com, and it is also available if you hit King Health up on her excuse me, hit her up too. You can hit Holistic Royalty by Kels on Instagram and TikTok if you're in the South and Georgia and need this tension. When I tell you, see, this is my personal bottle. It's almost half done. I actually have the whole solution box where it has the spray and everything. But I ain't gonna tell you about that. I'm highlighting this particular thing so y'all can go look and then you can get the box. This is, like I said, located on www.shamacoessentials.com, and it's also available if you hit Holistic Royalty by Sales on TikTok and Instagram. And when I tell you it does wonders for me, baby, so don't be going through all them hot flashes and can't sleep and gaining weight and all that. So you can get you a tincture that can help with those symptoms, okay? Go on over there and get that. It's big CLC energy. And don't forget the entire site is on sale. Okay?
Girls with the herbs that speak. She the balance when you're so
The entire site is on sale, 30% off. Use the gift 30. Tap in, okay?
Queen Kels, where the earth meets the soul, and healing becomes your home.
Welcome back, family. I hope you are getting enlightened. See how I did that? With this subject of physical psychological gaslight. Okay. So now we're going to talk about how gaslighting, how this actually works. So gaslighting usually starts small. This is how it gets you because it starts small. It begins with a comment like, I was joking, you're taking it too serious. Then later it becomes, I never said that. And eventually it turns into, you always twist things. Think about this. I'm about to use a Drake line. You say I'm acting different. That's because you haven't been around. Sometimes growth gets labeled as confusion because clarity threatens control. Let me say that again. Clarity threatens control. Mhm. So these tactics, let's make these tactics look crystal clear. Let's look at how they show up in stories and songs we already know. They aren't just mistakes, they are calculated moves to keep you in the dark. The first one, the big lie. This isn't what people call, a white lie. I don't even like to say the white lie because a lie is a lie is a lie. But like, who ate the last cookie? Okay, and you're like, not me. It's broader than that. It's denial of a shared reality, delivered with such conviction that you start to doubt your own eyes. Think of the film that I mentioned before in 1944. If anybody wants to go back and check out that Gaslight, the husband, Gregory, is physically dimming the gas lights in the house to search for jewels in the attic. And when the wife, yeah, it's this movie is something. When the wife noticed that the lights start flickering, he looks her in the eye and tells her the lights haven't changed. When you can clearly see in the movie that the lights are flickering. He like it didn't change. He lies about a physical fact until she believes her senses are actually feeling herself. In music, one of my songs that I like, let's talk about it. Shaggy, It Wasn't Me. The whole song is played for laughs, but it's ultimately a big lie. Even though he was caught red-handed, the advice given is simply deny the reality the other person saw with their own eyes. Let's think about that big lie. The second one is called the crazy label. Okay. This is what it starts looking like when they're trying to manipulate gaslighting, the crazy label. Number two, by labeling you as unstable, hormonal, or bipolar without a diagnosis, the gaslighter ensures that if you ever try to tell the truth, no one, including yourself, will believe you. Mhm. It's the crazy X. If someone tells you all their exes are crazy, pay attention. That's often the crazy label in action. Let me say that again. If someone says that all of their exes, all of the relationships that they've been in, they all was crazy, mhm, that's usually a sign that they're using it to dismiss, right? Pay attention. In poetry, you know I love poetry, y'all. Think of things in Sylvia's past work, if y'all not familiar with that. Specifically, how the medical and social system of her time often labeled female distress as hysteria or madness, rather than advising the actual source of the pain. I've seen this on the show of The Sisters with Tyler Perry. It was when these women that were pregnant and they had so many symptoms, and the doctor just totally ignored it. Rather than advising the actual source of the pain, they say, "You aren't hurt. You're just a little sick. It'll be okay." In that show, that doctor was like, "Just relax. This is what normal labor looks like." When the lady knew the whole time on that show that something was wrong. This is the crazy label. Don't forget about that one. I'm telling you, this is the one that says, pay attention to the one that says that all the exes are crazy. This is often the crazy label in action. They use it to dismiss the valid compliments of anyone they hurt. Okay. So what's another symptom, another sign of this? Y'all know that breadcrumbing? Have y'all heard that term before? Breadcrumbing of gaslighting. Okay. I just want to make sure my trigger thing was up, y'all. Okay. Breadcrumbing of gaslighting is what makes it so hard to leave. So this is what it looks like. Just when you're ready to walk out because they've been cool, they suddenly become the most loving, attentive person in the world. You're like, "I'm done. I had enough. I'm getting away from you." Oh, they start buying gifts. They start being so nice. They start doing things the way you want it or like it. hmm So think about this in a pop culture reference. The relation between Mother Gothel and Rapunzel in the movie Tangled. Gothel constantly insults Rapunzel. "You're sloppy, you're immature, you're clumsy." But then immediately after that, follows up with I love you most or being a hug. The slot machine effect. This works like gambling, right? Because you get a reward, which is kindness at unpredictable times. Your brain stays hooked, waiting for the next win, which makes you overlook the 90% of the time you were mistreated. That's the slot machine effect. Now, let's get to this final thing, which is called the pivot, okay? This is the master class in redirection right here. You bring up a concern about their behavior, and within 30 seconds, you find yourself defending your actions from 5 years ago. For real. They flip the script, so the spotlight is never on them. We see this example in music, right? Listen to the lyrics of Taylor Swift, Blank Space. While the song, sorry, y'all, Layla Sparky. The song is how the media portrays her. There's a line in that song that says, find out what you want, but that girl for a month. Wait, the worst is yet to come. Perfectly captures the pivot from the ideal partner to the one who creates screaming, crying, perfect storm. Let's talk about this Devarro move. Do y'all know that's DARVO? That stands for deny, attack, reverse, victim, and offender. So this is what it looks like. You say, I'm hurt that you stayed out all night without calling me. The pivot is, I can't believe you're so controlling. My father used to track me like this. My parents used to track me like this. You're just like them. Why are you attacking me when I've had such a hard week? You know that I wanted to get out and I couldn't take the time to call you. The result is you end up apologizing to them for their behavior. Where they do they at? When they gaslight you. Absolutely. So those are the four things that you can notice, right? The four, let me go back. How gaslighting, the examples of gaslighting, right? They have the big lie. We have the crazy label. We have the breadcrumbing, and then we have the pivot. Keep those things in mind so that you're aware. And don't forget the DARVO, DARVO, deny, attack, reverse, victim, offender. So how do you know when you're being gaslit? Let's go ahead and slow this down because this is where people start realizing things. You may notice you feel mentally exhausted after a simple conversation. Not angry, not sad, just totally drained. It's like your brain ran a marathon explaining something that was just so basic and easy. You rehearse conversations before you have them, or you might even screenshot some messages just in case. You ask friends, am I crazy? More than you ask, am I okay? That's a sign. Think about Erica Badu song. Didn't you know? Didn't you know? That's the feeling of slowly walking up to something you didn't want to see yet. Or Insecure, the TV show. Is that constantly question her reaction instead of the behavior that she was surrounded by. Ask yourself these questions, family. If you find yourself nodding, the fumes might be in the room. Do you constantly apologize? Even when you weren't sure what you did wrong. Are you second guessing your memory? Did they really say that? Am I tripping? Maybe I remembered it. Do you feel like a shell of your former self? You used to be so confident, but now you feel anxious and muted. And did you withhold information from friends and family because you don't want to have to explain your partner's behavior? When your peace keeps shrinking to make room for someone else's comfort, something is wrong. Learn to protect your peace, man. So I know I said a lot, so take that all in. Going to be right back. And when we return, we're going to talk about the response right after this message. Thank you for staying tuned to Daily Recipe.
Yeah, let's move it out now. Big relentless up in this. It's big mouthpiece. Oh, you ain't know. That ain't love, that's like hatred. Come on, brother. Why you niggas still on fake shit? Come on, brother. How you black but you a racist? Come on, brother. She sleeping with a twin husband, see this tasteless. Come on, sister. Time to take it back to the king queen shit. Come on, sister. Time to take it back to the king queen shit. Come on, brother. It's time to take it back to the king queen shit. Come on, three. It's time to take it back. Come on, it's got an emergency. Time to get moving with urgency. Big mouthpiece back. To get this shit sold up like surgery. Shout out to DJ King Miller and all those that work in the clergy. Can't waste no time. We better do it in a hurry. Set a date at 9 or probably even 9:30. Why they so quick to talk down but slow to show love to me? Quick to eat off the table but won't plan me, want something for me. I gave them my open arms, now they acting like they don't know me. I need some direction, that's when Queen Money Tide told me. Focus on the bag, all that nonsense is below me. So turn me up, don't be shady, press that like up for me. Hey, you can't look down on your brother. I used to swipe from the corner store cause I was hungry. Instead of respecting my grind, how you gon' throw shade on me? Big brother hate my guts, tryna chop off my feet, but I am not Toby. Haters be praying on my downfall, but be acting like we homies. That it ain't love, that's like hatred. Come on, bruh. Why you niggas still on fake shit? Come on, bruh. How you black but you a racist? Come on, bruh. She sleeping with a twin husband, see that's tasteless. Come on, sister. Time to take it back to the king queen shit. Come on, sister.
Welcome back, everybody. If you did not get a chance to tune in for Mental Health Monday today over at Big Mouthpieces, y'all missed a good thing now. He has mental health on Mondays, and then he has his regular Come On Brother show on Saturdays. But you know what you got to do? You got to hit that notification button when you subscribe to him because you know Mouthpiece is busy. He out there doing good things. So if you hit the notification button, you know what time on Monday and what time on Saturday he will be coming live. And enjoy the conversation. Hit the panel. So some support for him because it's big COC energy. So come on, brother, come on, sister, come on through to Big Mouth. All right, y'all. So now we talked about the definition of gaslighting. We talked about things that are said and how you can notice it, the signs. Now we're going to talk about what to say to someone that's gaslighting you. If you now know what to say, we're going to talk about it right now. Okay? So here's the thing. You don't win against a gaslighter. Let me just be honest. Be more logical. You win by being grounded. You don't say, let me explain again. You say, I'm clear on what I experienced. We're not debating my feelings. That didn't land well, and I'm standing on that. Think of it like this. Beyonce, don't hurt yourself. She's not asking for understanding. She's setting a line. Your tone matters more than your explanation. Stay calm, short, and steady. Gaslighters panic when they can't move the narrative. Let me repeat that to you. Gaslighters panic when they cannot move the narrative. How do you shut down a gaslighter? Here's the truth. People don't like to hear. Let me tell you this truth. Y'all ready? You don't shut down a gaslighter with words. You shut them down with actions. Here's the truth again. Let me say it to you again. You might not want to hear it. You don't shut down the gaslighter with words. You just stop giving them access. You stop explaining your feelings to someone who keeps editing them. You stop sharing your vulnerabilities with someone who weaponizes them later. You stop chasing closure from people invested in confusion. Sometimes the most powerful response is silence, not the hurt kind, the resolved kind. Think about Lawrence Hill, son, X Factor. The moment when you realize loving someone doesn't require losing yourself. What you can say in the moment, here's some terms that you can say in the moment, okay? So remember, excuse me, y'all, we remember this differently. You can say this. We remember this differently, and I'm not going to argue about my own experience because it was my experience. I know what I saw and heard, and I'm not open to debating my reality. I'm feeling flooded right now. Let's talk when we can stay on the topic I actually brought up. If you continue to call me crazy or dramatic, I'm going to leave the conversation or leave the room. You know what this strategy is called? The kill switch strategy. To truly shut it down, you must stop trying to convince them. A gaslighter wants you to engage in back and forth, because that's where they can confuse you. When you say, I know my truth and don't need you to agree with it, you take away the fuel. Without the fuel, the fire goes out. You don't need to prove your reality. You need to protect it. Let me say that again. You don't need to prove your reality, baby. You just need to protect your reality. Okay? So, we're not healing it. We're doing this healing. It's not going to be rushed, but I am about to start wrapping it up. But I'm going to take another break. And right after this message, I'm going to go ahead and close this up. This is a touchy little subject to me. So if you see me struggling a little bit, it's because I'm releasing and healing myself. Okay? Transparent. So be right back. I'll be right back right after this message.
The spirit rise, lavish lights dancing in your eyes, herbal healing flowing through my veins, smoke of the calling my name. Every pull of prayer, every breath release, lavish lights bring the body peace. Lavish lights
Welcome back, everybody. Now, what I'm going to say now, if you go gas, light, or light anything, make sure you light up some lavish lights. Go ahead over there and go to Shamaki Essentials and get some lavish lights, tobacco free, free your mind. It makes me calm. And that's the only thing I'm going to be lighting up or having. If somebody want a gas light, light up some lavish lights, okay? But for real, go over there to Shamaki Essentials and get you some lavish lights. I believe there's 11 different blends. Check it out on the website. Don't forget to use the code, the Big 30. I got the big in there, y'all. It's supposed to be the Big 30, y'all. The Big 30. The Big 30, and you can get 30% off, okay? So let's go right back into our conversation. Let's talk about why all this matters. Why does this even matter? Well, the most crucial part about this conversation, if gaslighting were just a disagreement, it wouldn't be dangerous because gaslighting is slow burn trauma. It doesn't just change how you feel about your partner, it changes how you feel about yourself. You see, today, psychologists have identified the long term impact of being gaslit. It's often more difficult to heal than physical injury because it erodes the very foundation of your identity. The long term impact. When you live in a house where there's a slow gas leak, you eventually stop noticing the smell, but your body suffers, right? Psychology, gaslighting, psychological, excuse me, gaslighting is the same. It leads to a specific type of emotional exhaustion. Okay? So it's like erosion of the trust. They call this the broken compass. The most devastating long term effect is that you lose the ability to trust your own intuition, your God given intuition. You begin to lose that. You start to check with the gaslighter before making even simple decisions like what to wear or what to eat because you've been conditioned to believe your judgment is flawed. You become a passenger in your own life. Decision paralysis and cognitive dissonance. Because you've never been told up is down for so long, you develop cognitive dissonance. This is the mental stress of holding two category contradictory beliefs. I love this person and they care for me versus the person makes me feel like I'm losing my mind. This leads to the inability to make decisions, fearing that any choice you make will be wrong or crazy. Then you have the hypervigilance, diligence, and anxiety. This is when your nervous system stays in that constant state of fight or flight. I've been there. This is not a good feeling at all, people, family. You become an expert at reading the gaslighter's moods. You're walking on eggshells to avoid the next pivot or the big lie that we talked about. This chronic stress can lead to physical health issues. It can lead to insomnia, digestive issues, social isolation. You stop seeing friends and family because you're tired of trying to explain your life. It also can create PTSD. Let me say this correctly. CPTSD. PTSD, which is complex post traumatic stress disorder. Even after the relationship ends, you might experience flashbacks, intense self loathing, or a faded personality where you no longer remember what you actually like or who you were before the feelings took over. So now let's go ahead and proclaim our reality back. I'm going to offer some things and we're going to talk about some things right now before I close about reclaiming your reality. We want you to know that healing is possible. I want you to know I'm an example that healing is possible. The first step is acknowledging that the leak wasn't your fault. You weren't too sensitive. You were being systematically lied to. The antidote to gaslighting is validation, whether it's through a journal where you write down what actually happened, or a trusted friend or family member who says, no, I remember that too. You ain't going crazy. You need to start venting the room. So here's a checklist for you. You can say, I'm allowed to have a different memory of an event. My feelings are data, not dramatic reaction. I don't need someone else's permission to be right about my own life. Real love, let me tell you about that real love. Y'all see these things, that real love here that we have up in Love Palace? And seriously, real love is steady. It's a steady light. It's steady. It doesn't move. It doesn't make you squint to see the truth. And it never makes you feel like you're losing your mind. If the light in any of your relationships makes you feel dizzy, it might be time to check the hits. People don't lose themselves overnight. They dim slowly, just like gas fire did. They taught us how to detect bad air, but nobody taught us how to detect bad love. So we stayed, we questioned ourselves, we called confusion communication. But hear this, if someone makes you doubt your sanity, that's not intimacy. If someone rewrites your pain, that's not love. You are not too sensitive. You are not misremembering. You are not broken. You're waking up. And here at the Love Palace, clarity is safety. Truth is light. And you never have to dim yourself to keep someone else comfortable. All right, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Daily Dose of D, where the title, I should have put that up there, was Gas Fires and Gas Lighting When the Light Lies. I hope you enjoyed this subject. And I hope you learned you something today. And I hope you benefit from it. I hope you didn't get triggered too bad. And I hope that you are healing. Once again, I want to thank everybody for coming to the Love Palace. Peace and love to everybody. Shout out to the replay game. I appreciate you as well. Do you can put a heart or something down in the comments so I know. And make sure you like, share. I would appreciate that. That share. If you at me and you got it for love, I can see that you share. I appreciate that. Because you know what? That is free to the 99. Just to like, share, and subscribe. Okay. Once again, I hope everybody had a good Mindset Monday. Go ahead, if you did not get a chance to check Big Mouthpiece Mental Health Monday out, go back and run that back as well. And then come back over here and watch this week again. Share this out. This is good, vital information for people. I will see you guys real soon. Peace and love to everybody. And I'll talk to you soon. And keep your mindset right on this Monday evening. Peace and love.
How to heal from the impact of gaslighting. For those of you that don't know, gaslighting is a form of psychological manipulation that can happen in relationship. Number one is to distance yourself from the gaslighter. Oftentimes when you are in a relationship with a gaslighter, you experience cognitive dissonance and you doubt yourself and doubt your intuition. Taking space from this person can allow you to get clear and come back to yourself. Number two, don't hold yourself responsible for the other person's actions. Stick to your truth and don't get swayed by another person's accusations. The person who gaslights won't see your side of the story. Number three, don't be too hard on yourself. Gaslighting shakes up your perception of reality and can cause you not to trust yourself. There's nothing wrong with you and your perceptions. Allow yourself to make mistakes and learn from it. If making decisions is challenging, start with small decisions and practice building that trust within yourself again. Number four, appreciate yourself. When in this situation, blaming yourself is easy.
When your heart needs reminding, D is divine, V is daily, D is love, a daily dose.